Welcome back, everyone, to another bad example. Today is not Studebaker Day. It's not Edsel Day. It's not Plymouth Day. It's not Chevy Day. Today is unseizing the engine, this big block V8, in this beautiful 65 Starfire. It's Oldsmobile Day. Also on this episode of Bad Example Garage, I have more deer watching me than subscribers. I absolutely love the way that this 65 Oldsmobile looks. It's got some fun features to it. It's got side exit exhaust, factory, that comes through the trim molding, and all kinds of fun things like that. And originally, when I bought this Oldsmobile, I planned for it to be my LS swap. The issue is I realized I was pulling out a 400 horsepower motor just to put another 400 horsepower motor back in. So I've moved on. I'm now on to Project Datsun, Project Leonard. If you haven't seen it, check my other video. But plan for this Oldsmobile is to get the V8 in it that's seized to the big block, get it unstuck, get it running, get it driving, and go ahead and move it on to the next person who's going to absolutely love this car so that I can have the money to work on Project Leonard. So step one is try to figure out what is going on with this engine. I had a pretty good idea when I bought this car that the engine was probably seized. Had some classic signs full of rat turds, had rags over the carburetor there, but it had some pieces that I really loved. I love this classic Mallory ignition system. It's got the Edelbrock carburetor on there. It's got these Holley Oldsmobile valve covers here that are just period pieces that you probably couldn't replicate without some serious digging. So I've already tried just putting a breaker bar on the crank there, and I've probably put about 300, maybe 350 pounds of force on there. Wouldn't budge. I've tried the Marvel Mist Oil trick. I've tried the automatic transmission fluid trick down the cylinders through the spark plug hole, and really have not had any success. So today we'll be pulling ahead to see if I can tell if this thing's been overbored, and then we'll be buying a re-ring kit for it. So hopefully we'll find that the bores are somewhat usable. If not, I don't know where we're going from there. So here we are with the intake off and the valve cover off. Looks fairly clean underneath the valve cover. Underneath the intake though, obviously a bunch of debris down in the ports here. So here's our push rods. I've still got them in the order that they came out of the vehicle. If you check some of them, right, looks pretty nice. Good job. However, when we get to this nerd right here, I believe that's intake side. If you look at it closely, you can see here that that is not supposed to be like that. This little mark here with that big old groove. And then we do it the old roly. It doesn't like to roll, and woo! So what causes that? Well, something about the valve train attempted to move, but ultimately did not. Usually, when I see that kind of thing, we've got a stuck valve, or something prevented the valve from moving. All right, so all my other cameras have died, so we are in full struggle bus mode here, and all I'm trying to do is just get this head off so we can see what the condition of the cylinders are. I've got the dipstick kind of in the way here. I've got the top of the control arm here in the way. I'm trying to do this the easy way, and like most things, when you try to do it the easy way, it ends up being the hard way. So, let the struggle continue. It's heavy. I don't like it. So just a quick status update here as we wrap up this beautiful Saturday here in Colorado. We opened this thing up and I was a bit surprised to find some billet pistons inside this thing. So one of the bores here is in a little rougher shape than I really wanted to find it. Not exactly sure if we can get that to clean up or not with just a ball hone. But look at these billet pistons in here. I couldn't see any oversized marks, although they've got to be aftermarket. So we will measure the bore on this. If we decide that this is rebuildable, I'll take some sandpaper to this, see if with just some 40 or 60 grit, if it starts to clean up a little bit, then we'll be able to move forward. Otherwise, I'm not really looking to spend machine shop money on this thing. So we will see, but this is a surprise. So that makes me wonder what kind of cam's in it, what kind of cranks in it. If they went to the money for billet pistons and the Mallory, all these goodies, I wonder where else they spend money on this. So anyway, the mystery continues. We're breaking for today, and we'll catch you at some point in the future. Time travel. All right, it's a new day. Here we are with a little status update. Nothing's happened except I've taken off the hood, and we've tried to pull it up to the shop. However, realize we do not have steering thanks to that fun little guy. So no steering, can't pull it up to the shop, pulling the engine in the mud. The best place to pull an engine, in my opinion, plus the engine is stuck. That means no turning it over to get the torque converter bolts. So the current plan is probably leave the torque converter connected to the flywheel and just pull it out of the transmission gently and hopefully not mess up that front seals and bearings and whatnot happen to exist in the front of that transmission. So it's still Oldsmobile Day. I'll let you visit the other friends. Plymouth, Chevy, how you doing? Oh, Edsel's on a trailer. That's a good sign. Oh, and Studi. All right, so to yank this thing out, we've got motor mounts on either side. And that's all that holds the front of the engine in. And then we've got the bolts that connect the transmission to the engine. Those will have to come out. The torque converter, I'm not sure how I'm going to get that off. The engine's seized, so I can't turn it around to get all the bolts off the torque converter that connect the torque converter to the flywheel. So instead, we're just going to have to pull the torque converter out, connect it to the engine, and hopefully we don't mess up the input bearing, seal, whatever that's on the front of that transmission. So, man, look at that bore. Gorgeous. So, we'll see where it goes. I'm going to try to leave the starter on. I'll take the distributor off just so that I don't break it off. Move little things out of the way like alternator, all these wires and things. Get this out of the way. So, anyway, enjoy if you like this kind of thing. Don't if you don't. Tractor cam. All right, took a quick break for a little costume change, ready for Act 2. Should have everything we need taken off of the engine, motor, whatever you want to call it. I don't play that game. I've got the transmission supported, so hopefully we don't destroy the input shaft, seals, bearings, whatever, for the input of the transmission. And hopefully this thing just yanks right out. Easy day. Kind of doubt it though. We shall see. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Bad Example Garage. We got the engine out. Next episode, we'll be using the dingleberry hone, getting this thing freshened up and stabbed back in. So thanks for watching. See you later.